All right, welcome to a familiar background. It's Siena College. No boys basketball this time. It's a girls-boys doubleheader hosted by the Albany Academy. They're kicking off with the girls hosting the Academy of the Holy Names, and then the boys will be hosting Christian Brothers Academy. And yeah, so I'm here nice and early, like always, and here to catch up with a friend of the program, a past guest from what I still think is the largest contingent of guests we've ever had at one time on the show. Because we had four players and the head coach for the Academy of the Holy Names at one point. Senior Gianna Savoca, what's going on?
Nothing. How are you?
Good, good. I've already vehemently apologized a few times before this, but I was listening back to the original interview earlier this morning and realized I completely said your last name wrong when I introed you at the last interview. I know you're gonna say it's okay, but as an announcer who hates hearing other announcers mispronounce names, because I think that equals laziness and people not asking how to pronounce it properly. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's no worries.
okay.
Happens.
First thing I want to ask about before we get into the squad and college stuff, whatever. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Like this season, I just feel like I've really stepped up to the role as being the leader of the team, and not only in my senior, but I mean I'm the point guard, so it's off and on the floor. But I think I'm having a great season so far, and really just contributing to being that all around player that we need to kind of keep the team together.
And you're coming off break, 8-0.
Yes.
I believe top 20, top 15 state ranked, something like that
we're
right
number
now.
17 right now.
Okay. One of your most recent matchups was a really good contest against.
We'll leave these here, right? The officials need these.
Okay. I love that. Against Shalmont. Oh, I'm not even gonna edit that out. I'm gonna leave that in because people need to know. Against Shalmont. Obviously Maggie Vollmer. She did Maggie Vollmer things because Shalmont didn't have anything that could heavily contend in the paint with her. But what were the challenges you guys felt were presented in that game that made things interesting in that game? Not that it should have been an interesting game, but Ari Brandon is Ari Brandon, the Strilla sisters. What about them and that squad made that game challenging in a way?
Well, they're all guards. They got the 5 guards, so already they're quick. So just kind of they were amazing on defense. So, we had to adjust to their defense. They would go from a man to a zone to a box and 2 on me and Maggie, or to a triangle, whatever. So it was trying to adjust to the defense and what they were throwing at us. But they also are great shooters. They all can shoot it from out. And like you mentioned, Ari, she's a great player. And once she gets in the paint, it's very hard to stop her. She's going right to the hole every single time. So all around, they all can play very good individually, but they're very good as a team and they're well-rounded. So we just kind of had to, I believe that we were at the same level as them. So it was whoever's going to come out and play harder that day and hit shots, and they hit shots that day. So we had to return just the same and use our advantage, Maggie Vollmer, with her height to try to get that upper end.
We'll get into the person that I'm referencing when I preface this question in a second. But I want to focus in on the construction of this team because your team's coming off of an appearance in the Section A finals last year against Catholic Central. We all know what happened with Catholic Central going the rest of the way, so we're not going to approach that. But a very entertaining shootout basically in the semis against BP before that. And you're returning essentially almost everyone from that squad. You have a starting lineup that has Maggie Vollmer as a sophomore, and then 4 seniors. So it's a very senior-led team in different ways on and off the court.
Yes.
Coming into the season, as the season has developed thus far, how much of an advantage do you feel like that plays in that if and when you have those closer contests and more crunch time in the fourth quarters, in a game like, say, later today when you do play Albany Academy, where you're very evenly matched, how much do you feel like that senior leadership that is loaded on the squad could help in having that experience from before?
I think that plays a big part in it, not only with maturity, but experience on varsity basketball. Like it's very hard to come from JV and boom, you're playing. I mean, a team who won finals last year, Academy in this aspect. So the experience of varsity is a way fast like pace game, and I think having a good starting squad that has experienced varsity basketball for multiple years and is very mature with how to play the game, I think is a big part of how we play, and we gel very well together. That core group that we come out with.
Now, I know we're mid-season, and I'd probably be attacked for asking this question, but I did reference that there was a person missing from last year that's not here this year. That's Sophia Bologna, down at DME Academy, I believe it is, down in Florida.
Yes.
Doing her thing, balling out, because Sophia Bologna is going to do Sophia Bologna things.
Yes, she is.
But I don't want to get off the court for a minute here, because you two were tight.
Yes.
And I think that's putting it lightly. And I know she came home recently at one point and visited for a couple of days, about a few weeks ago. I think it was before Christmas. What is it about the two of you that made you, for lack of a better phrase, thick as thieves in a way, with the relationship off the court? And how did you feel when? Because I'm assuming she probably told you maybe before she actually went out with it.
I was actually one of the first people she told. So she was like, I want you to know before I tell anyone else. So she told me before she told Coach Gibbs.
How did you take that, and just all in all, what's that relationship been like? And not just being friends, but like y'all were, from everything I saw, I mean, it was like literal family, like you were sisters.
Yes,
at this point.
that's literally my sister. Like from a different mother, that's my sister. I mean, when I heard that she was going to Florida, I was happy for her because she's an amazing player and she's going to go and do great things no matter what. So I do think that was a better opportunity for her to where she wants to go. So I was very happy for her, but at the same time, like, that's my best friend. Like, I'm losing someone like really big in my life that I can still talk to, but it's not the same as seeing her every day, like face to face. But I mean, coming to Holy Names, we knew each other. We weren't tight like we were though. And I mean, it wasn't until basketball season where we were around each other 24/7. Me and Sophia are the same exact person. When it comes like personality wise, like we're competitive. Like we don't want to be on the same team because we'll end up screaming at each other. But then at the end, like we'll walk out like laughing, like no way we just yelled at each other. So we're very competitive, and I think that basketball is honestly the reason why she's like in my life and like such a big part of my life. But and then over the years at Academy, like we just Holy Names, we just got tighter, and
Couple more questions.
Yes.
One, as a CBA graduate myself, I am very, very familiar with the Academy of the Holy Names, more so than I probably should be.
Yeah.
It seems like CBA and Holy Names are always hand in hand, beyond just cheerleaders and CBA athletics, like holiday ball, military ball, proms. Like it's crazy in a good way.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about like the actual campus life, the school life at Holy Names, because obviously private versus public, there's always going to be a difference. But to you, what has just that community and just the general aura of being around that campus and being around those faculty and staff, what has that been like for you as far as your growth off the court?
You, with being in such a small private school, you're able to grow relationships with people, staff, teachers, coaches, that you aren't able to get at public school when there's thousands of kids. Like the teachers get to know you and staff, and you get to know them like personally on a personal level. And it's just like some teachers over there, like I'm gonna be so like upset to like not see anymore. But I mean, I have like a couple of their phone numbers, and like we text, and like if I have anything, like I know who to go to. So you really grow like a special connection with some like of the staff and teachers there. That's like so different than other schools.
College obviously is a big decision you've got to make as a senior. When you're weighing your decision right now, because obviously, I mean, it'd be stupid for somebody to watch you and not say you're going to play ball at the next level. All in all, though, how much are you weighing that balance between academics and athletics? Like, is there one more important than the other? Are they pretty even in your mind? Like, what's the mindset right now as you make that decision?
So I've always wanted, obviously, to go to college for basketball, but at at the end of your 4 years of high school and then college, you need education, and I think that to me plays a big role in where I decided to go to college. I want to go for biology and go in some aspect there of pre-med, and I just think that going somewhere where basketball you're playing the sport you love and you're involved with the community and the girls, but to get that good education and be able to go somewhere beyond playing basketball is like really important to me, and that has a big role in my decision where I go.
Well, your team is starting to stretch and warm up, so I've obviously run out of time. I'll just give you a generic warning as I leave you, Gianna Savoca. Stay away from the CBA boys. They're nothing but trouble. Absolutely nothing but trouble. At least if they're still the way that they were 20 years ago. Just to give away my age a little bit. Yeah, just stay away from them. Don't date them. Don't. I mean, you don't have a choice really with military ball, but
Yeah.
like, just don't do it to yourself.
Keep my distance.
Huh?
Keep my distance.
Right. I don't know something. Gianna Savoca, senior, Academy of the Holy Names. Good luck against Academy, Albany Academy today. I should specify that. Good luck against Albany Academy today and the rest of the
Thank you.
season, and I'm sure I'll see you at Hudson Valley down the road, right?
Yes, we'll be there. Thank you.